With the remake of this film that I'm about to review being released as of yesterday, I figured it's time to take a look into this so-called classic.
Welcome to the horror show. To realize there is nowhere to run. No game to fight. There are lies hiding alive. Welcome to the horror show. To realize there is nowhere to run. No game to fight. Obsessions rule your mind.
Poltergeist. The house looks just like the one next to it. And the one next to that. Except there's a distinct difference between them underneath the ground, and that's all I can say about that without spoiling anything. The plot for this film revolves around a family of 5 and their dog. Strange things begin to occur in their by-the-numbers house, and now the so-called TV people are beginning to wreak havoc, while a team of paranormal investigators and a psychic try to save the youngest of the family who is being trapped by the ghostly void. Heather O'Rourke played Carol Ann. Up until the 3rd installment in this series. She died shortly after at a very young age, and she will be missed. As for parts 2 and 3 of this series, we'll get to them in a bit. This movie has classic written all over it. It was directed by Tobe Hooper and produced by Steven Spielberg. Although you can tell Steven Spielberg had a big part in directing this film. Look at the pretty lens flares. They're not trying to distract me saying that Steven Spielberg didn't direct this movie whatsoever. They're not. Look at them. Look at them. The setting for this film is perfect, although I've always wondered why it was just their house and no one else's. I know the reason why the spirits are doing this, but I don't know why it was just in this certain location. You'd figure there'd be at least a couple houses being attacked with the explanation they give us. The trailer for this film is enough to send shivers down your spine, and the entire third and as well as the final act of this film is like a roller coaster ride of suspense and terror. The film is semi-ahead of its time. It doesn't feel too 80s besides the technology. The effects aren't bad. In fact, they look a bit more modern than some of the other films that I've seen in this time period. In fact, I'd say the effects stand the test of time. The only gore scene in the movie is a bit fake, though, when it starts out, but by the end you are horrified. And I actually bought that these people were a family. They seem to really be comfortable around one another. It pays off to have your cast interact with each other weeks before the shooting starts. As for the whole Poltergeist curse thing that was involved with some of the cast and crew, that's something I don't want to dwell on because I'm on a tight schedule and I don't want to get any info wrong, so I don't want to make anyone upset, so I'll just leave it at that. This is a great movie. I watched it again today for the first time in a long time, and I was like, in some of the scenes, the acting is perfect, the scares are great, and even when they could have had a jump scare, they skip it. They want to save all the good stuff for later on. Overall, I give Poltergeist, the 1982 classic, a 4.5 out of 5. I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Movie Reviews. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.